All right. So I'm just going to share like a little strange situation that happened to me literally just yesterday. So, all right. So I'm doing my hair and I'm like doing that off camera. But I'm finishing, and by the way, I finished like the first half. But I was finishing that up, doing my hair, and sorry if you can't hear me, by the way. I hope you can hear me. I'll try to talk louder, or bring the camera closer. Um, but so that, yeah, I was doing my hair, and so while I was doing that, I hear somebody like far off. I hear a woman like calling loudly, saying, "Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am," and so now my intuition is usually, my instincts are usually like not incorrect. And so when I was like, I kind of knew that she was maybe talking to me possibly. Um, but then like I thought that maybe she was calling to somebody else, because it was I heard, like, I didn't turn around or anything, but from what I heard, it was like she was at a distance away from me. So I thought she probably could have, and she probably could have been talking to somebody else. But then some time went on, and I'm still doing my hair and everything. And so I hear it again. So I hear her calling out loudly, like, "Ma'am, ma'am," again. And so, I'm thinking, if somebody is trying to get my attention and they're farther away from me, I'm thinking, of course, like, they're going to eventually come up to me. So, I can actually like hear them and talk to them and speak to them normally, right? But no. So the second time she does this, she is actually talking to me, because I hear the voice getting closer. I'm like, oh no, like, please don't be talking to me. Like, please be talking please be talking to like somebody else. But no, it couldn't be. She was addressing moi. And so she's getting closer. I'm like, okay, like, I'm just going to pretend like I don't hear her, like, basically just ignoring her. So when as she gets closer, because she's getting closer to me, so I have to eventually turn around and look and see who's approaching me. Because, now I can no longer just pretend I don't hear them / ignore them. So I turn around, and it's this young woman. And, at first glance, she doesn't look homeless, because some of the people who have approached me obviously were asking for stuff like that. But she, at first glance, now I don't know, she could have been homeless or not, but at first glance, she didn't appear that way. But then again, like, appearances, as we know, can be deceiving. Some people can, look the part and just like not actually be. Some people can, like, look homeless and actually be homeless, and some people are homeless and don't look homeless. Like, at first glance, I probably don't look homeless. That is before my jacket and like everything got dirty and stuff. Now I probably do, but at first glance I probably don't. So she didn't, but like I said, I don't know her. Like, this is my first time seeing her, so like, I don't know. She could or she couldn't be. Anyway, that's not important. What is important is that I wanted to be left alone as usual, and as usual, like, this person did not respect that. But first of all, so when she approached, and so I just could not think of an excuse. I could not think of something to say to get her to go away. So I just ended up saying the first thing that came to my head, which was, "Can you leave?" or "Can you like go away?" or something like that. Because I just like, this was like the second night that I was interrupted from doing my hair. And I just wanted to get this done so I didn't have to worry about it for another month, and I could just pay attention to other things. Because I don't want to neglect my hair, but I also don't want to just take a seriously long time with it. So the less interruptions I have, like, the better. And so this is probably like the briefest interaction with somebody I've ever had too. It was like literally just a few seconds. But it was like the fewest aggravating seconds ever. So she didn't even say like what she wanted. I looked at her and she's just like looking back at me. So at first I'm like, and maybe she didn't hear me because she's standing off a little ways away from me. I'm like, I don't have anything. Like I don't, have anything. And she's like, what? And like somebody like approached me like yesterday, and it was a guy, not that it matters, but it was a guy, and he like, there was like a team at like, I don't know if they're a running group from, the nearby university, but they were like working out nearby. And so he came over to me, he like had his shirt off and everything. He had like workout attire on. So again, like, I don't know if he was homeless or if he was just with that group, but he came down to me. I'm just sitting there, but this is like I'm just another story. But I'm just like sitting there again, minding my own business, listening to my music, trying to take in the sun and the weather. And now he shows up. I have my headphones in, so I didn't hear him. I had my music playing. He came up to me. I was like, oh no. So I told him the same thing I told her. I said, like, I don't have anything, because that's what I'm thinking. He's coming up to ask me for something. And so that's what I said. And he's like, and he said the same thing. He's kind of like confused. And then he was like, no, I just wanted to say what's up. And I didn't say anything. I just like, politely smiled. And then I just looked back down my phone. Now, for anybody else, like for me, me who's not a social person at all, normally, and who still understands social cues and gets like body language and stuff like that, I would have gathered right away that person, if that was done to me, didn't want to be bothered, wanted to be left alone, and like I would have done that, because not everybody wants to be bothered. But apparently he didn't get that. He doesn't get pick up on social cues. He doesn't get hints or anything like that somebody who's like disengaging by looking down at their phone or just like not really paying attention to you. So he's still trying to like, he asked me where I was from. Not the first time I've gotten that question. It won't be the last. So like eventually I just like stood up and started walking away, and he's like, oh no, like saying like, oh no, you don't have to walk away. And then like, I hate when people do that too. Like, you're clearly bothering me and you know that, but instead of you walking away first, like you make it so that I have to like force myself to walk away first. So I don't get that. And then they say, oh no, like it's too late now, or like I'm already walking away. But anyways, I think that was yesterday too. That's probably on this. No, I don't know. But yesterday, back to the situation with the girl. So, I told her the same thing. I'm like, I don't have anything, because I'm thinking that's what she came up to ask me. Because rarely do people come up to chit chat with you or something like that. But she's like, what? Because she was kind of confused about that too. Like, I don't know. Maybe they take that as an insult and insinuating that they're like panhandling or beggars or something like that. So I don't know. But she's like, what? And I'm like, I think I said, like I said, I couldn't think of any other response but to just like, can you leave? Can you go away? I just like, with enough of these interactions, they just get to a point where it's just, if people aren't asking me if I'm okay, if I need this and that, if people aren't like flirting with me, if they're not like just asking for something, or just like, even when I'm clearly busy, still interrupting me, and just like, it's just all the time. And so like, I just got to a point where I didn't know what to say anymore, other than just like, go away. Not being polite about it anymore, just like so done with it. So that's what I said. And like I said, I didn't even know what she wanted. She never told me what she wanted. Like, if I'm approaching somebody and, I'm like, not gonna just stand there stupidly staring at them. Like, I'm gonna tell them, what I want. Like, if I want to have a conversation, like, hey, do you mind if I, like, chit chat with you, or hey, can I X, Y, and Z, or ask for a favor? I don't know, but she never did that for some reason. Maybe she didn't want anything. Maybe she just wanted to be like a jerk. I don't know, but it worked. So she, like, this is where it gets strange. Well, not strange, because I'm just used to this behavior. So she's like, and by the way, she's black. She's like, oh, so you don't like black people? Girl, what? Are you dumb? That just came out of left field. And, like, do you not understand the words go away? Like, get away from me? And so we're just like staring at each other now, because, by the way, like, when I try to like ignore her and just say like I don't have anything, like, no, basically, and so she just, again, ignoring social cues, body language, all that, she just ignored all of that and just walked up to me. And I forgot to add, like I mentioned, like, don't walk up to me and stuff like that. She's like, are you okay? Or, girl, are you okay? It doesn't seem like it. And you're the one approaching me, not telling me like what you want or anything like that. I'm just here doing my hair. You're just like trying to piss people off. And so yeah, she said, so you don't like black people? And I didn't even answer her stupid question. I'm just like, still, we're staring at each other. And so I'm just like, so are you gonna leave? I'm like, so can you leave? And she's like, can you answer the question? Oh. So I try to give people as many chances as possible to leave. Like, I try to give them every single opportunity to do that before, like, I have to do something. So she's just continuing to look at me. She wants me to answer her stupid question, and I'm obviously not going to do that. So after a few more seconds, because I'm not going to stand here and stare with this girl all night. Like, I'm just wanted to finish doing my hair and be done with this whole strange interaction. I turn around, I put my stuff down, I turn around, I go to my backpack, because I'm probably going to have to hurt this girl. So, like, also, if you're going to ask, like, why I didn't record this, and there were, like, some interactions, like, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking, like, maybe I should have recorded, but when you're constantly, like, in survival mode, like, that's not your first instinct. Your first instinct is, like, trying to figure out how you're going to deal with the situation, not, like, oh, let me record this person so I can have something to upload to my social media content. Like, that's not your first instinct all the time when you're in survival mode. But yeah, but rest assured, this did happen to me just yesterday. And so, like I said, I went to my backpack because I thought, I was gonna have to handle this girl my way now. And so as I'm in there, like, she just walked away. So which was a smart idea, because I just thought I was gonna have to hurt this person. So that was smart of her. So I didn't have to do that, and I could just continue on with my hair. And I saw her, like, doing something on her phone. Like, I didn't care. I just turned around and finished doing what I was doing. And she eventually walked off. Like, I didn't see where she, like, I don't know, and I don't care, but she was gone. That's all that mattered. And that was just one of the few weird, strange occurrences. So I don't know, like, because that's in the park, and most of my just like weird occurrences have been happening like in that park. So now I know why there's nobody there like super late at night. Like there's almost nobody there except like a few people sleeping in the grass, and me. Like late at night, like everybody's out of there. I see people sleeping like elsewhere in the area, but not at the park. So maybe I'm starting to figure out like that maybe that's for a good reason. There's just like, a lot of some sketchy, dangerous, possibly dangerous people in that park, especially late at night, because they say late at night all the crazies come out. So yeah, but I'm tired of like, and this has me thinking about that has nothing to do with her, because like I said, she wasn't the first person to just like come at me crazy or anything like that, but and she probably won't be the last. But yeah, I don't know about that park anymore. It's a decent park, and I've seen some like live performances there too, or one live performance. There were some people that came and like passed out like medical aid stuff and just like hygiene stuff and toiletries and everything. So but anyway, that was the end of that very brief weird interaction with that individual, that possibly unstable individual. Because again, either she just like doesn't read social cues like the other person, or like she's really socially inept, or she's just crazy. I don't know. Or maybe she's both. But as long as we don't cross paths again, because if we do, it's going to be a major problem, because I'm just not in the mood anymore. I wasn't in the mood to begin with, but even more so now. Anyways, all right, so I'm going to end it here. I just wanted to share that. One of these days I might post like a singing video. It's just like I want to find like a private space to do that. Also, like, since I don't have my microphone, which would just make this even better, like I'll figure something out. But I'm still going to post a singing video if it kills me, at least just once. There's a song, I already have a song in mind, so like, but I forgot the song. I'm going to have to remember the song, and eventually I'm going to post it. I don't know when, but hopefully soon while I can. Since my voice is coming back, my lingering cough is going away, so my voice is getting stronger, so maybe I might upload that soon. But yeah, that's the end of this quick story time, and see you in the next one.